Hello again. Now that you are familiar with few of the command line utilities, I would like to demo a slightly different utility, the DiagDashBoard. You run the utility locally on the XDM server host machine, and it will launch the default browser to show the information. This utility consolidates information gathered by other utilities and visually present all this information on a web page to make it easier on you to understand the state of the XDM server. Here is how it looks like. The information is separated in few tabs. The Home tab presents the summary information of the server status, the configuration, alerts, and events timeline. Under Diagnostics checks, problems identified will be indicated with a warning or an error icon. In addition, you will get a link for more detailed information, while for error, you will even get a link to run the Diag troubleshooter directly from the dashboard. Also on the home page are general XDM server information and also a link to the active configuration. Here, you can see the information such as URL and port that clients should use in order to communicate with the XDM server. To emphasize the fact that all the information in the DiagDashBoard are also available by using command line utilities, let me switch to a console in order to run Diag client info and get exactly the same information as we see on the dashboard homepage. In a similar way, there is a command line utility for each and every piece of information that you see in the dashboard. The choice is yours. Under the XDM server events, you get a list of all the server events filtered by time. Here you can see information about the start and stop events of the processes related to the XDM server. You get all the triggered alerts and their resolve timing, as well as the timing of all the utilities that were used. Scrolling down, we see more or less the same information, but this time on a timeline graph. Visualization of the events on the timeline with an option to zoom in and out will help you understand what happened to the XDM server recently. This information can be very useful when investigating a problem. The Dashboard tab is based on several widgets that present specific information about backup and restore, security and other configuration settings, errors identified by the log scanner utility, etc. For example, the XDM server uptime is monitored by the Diag uptime utility. Diag uptime calculates the statistics about the uptime of the XDM server and its related processes. For each process, you get the statistics for those metrics. Among others, it includes indication about the total runtime, the percent of downtime, number of crashes, etc. Looking at the results, you can see since when the statistics are calculated and also the definition of each one of those metrics. Another example is the security diagnostics that provides information about the certificate used by the XDM server. If you deploy the XDM server configured with SSL, you will see the details of the SSL certificate chain used by the XDM server. You will get the same information by using the command line utility without any argument, yet if you will provide the -expiration argument, it will just provide the expiration date of the certificate. And in the last tab, you can see few performance widgets that show metrics about the host machine, such as the percent of memory in use. On the right menu, you have the option to export logs to a zip file. And under Settings, you can modify the diagnostic settings, which is the port of the DiagDashBoard, as well as the SMTP server and the receiver email that the Alert Monitor utility will use for sending emails. The second option under Settings will allow you to hide or show widgets and information that can appear on the dashboard. As soon as you finish deploying the XDM server, an Alert Monitor utility will be running on the background and will constantly monitor your system. Once the Alert Monitor will observe conditions that might impact your active XDM server, it will log them. You will also receive an alert email with information about the problem detected, so that you can take preventive actions in order to fix the problem, sometimes even before your XDM server or your clients will be affected. By using Diag-Configure command line utility, you can define the SMTP details and the receivers of those emails, or simply, as I just demoed, use the Diagnostic Settings form under the Settings menu on the dashboard. In this session, we demo the DiagDashBoard utility. We emphasize the fact that all the information on the dashboard can be reached by using different command line utilities. The visualization of the dashboard is its greatest advantage, as we saw in the XDM server timeline graph. We reviewed many metrics and capabilities that are presented in the dashboard, such as server performance metrics and the alert monitor settings. On our next diagnostics video, we will demo troubleshooting of the XDM server.